Every entrepreneur has a story. Some start from comfort, some start from scratch. And then there are a few who start from negative. In this episode, I'm sitting down with someone who thinks and works like me, Ankur Dasani, a man who built his business from below zero, and today he's making his mark in the luxury furniture space in India. And this conversation is special because it's not just about numbers, brands, or strategies. It's about grit, resilience, and the mindset it takes to turn minus into momentum. And I'll tell you why it resonates with me. Because my own journey has taught me something. Sometimes you don't just build companies, you build yourself first. You don't quit, you don't bow down, you keep pushing. And that's how you earn the right to lead. This episode is for every dreamer, every hustler, and every believer who wants to build something of their own. If you're rethinking of starting, if you're building a brand, if you're fighting battles people don't even see, this one's for you. This is the J-Way. So join me and Ankur as we dive into his journey from setbacks to success. And trust me, this one's going to hit deep. Hey Ankur, how are you doing?
Super. And I'm glad to be at J-Ways.
Now, welcome to the podcast, J-Way. And it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. Pleasure is all mine.
I remember 2008 when there was a global market crash. You and your family business went through a lot of tough times and then you rebuilt everything from minus. So if you can throw some light on that.
We were into export of home textiles and garments.
Okay.
So we were a completely 100% export-oriented unit. Primarily a textile manufacturing, supplying to Europe, South America, Australia. So 2001, where I started my business journey, right after my schooling, parallel to my college, we were already doing this. And I joined in handling different operations in different parts of the business. I used to be dealing with the designers in-house who were from NIFT and NIDs. I was dealing parallelly, jointly with internationals outside as well.
Okay.
Who were the designers who were giving us those design decks which we would implement in our factories.
Okay. What kind of consumers or clientele that you were dealing with back then?
So we were dealing with good brands of Europe.
Okay.
We were dealing with Monsoon, René Dairy, Galerie Lafayette.
Okay.
We were doing Hastings, which is the most expensive mattress brand in the world. We were their only linen and mattress cover suppliers across the world.
Oh.
We were doing Tex, it is a men's shirt brand. We were doing about 40,000 men's shirt a month.
Okay.
So we were doing with a lot of European, a lot of South American and Australian brands.
So in 2008, basically these brands cut their businesses, so orders fell short.
Yeah,
and
so we were dealing with a lot of importers as well, who were wholesalers.
Okay.
We were dealing with brands directly as well.
Okay.
So it was a mixed bag. So suddenly some of them declared bankruptcy and filed liquidation in their country. And the brands cut a lot of their quantities and orders. Correct. Because there was a general slump in the demand. So it was a setback of both. Something where your payments are defaulted. Some places your business has gone down. So business taking a big hit. And export business our business was a very high overhead line because we used to have everything in-house with all the manufacturing. So any hit in the revenue is much bigger hit in the P&L.
Correct. 2008, basically, when you probably had to shut down that business. Is that what it came to?
2008, what happened was all these things were happening. So obviously nobody knew that this will happen,
right?
Or this scale will happen. I mean, I've heard a lot of international places where जैसे हमारी customer ने bankruptcy declare कर दिया because problem थी खत्म. But as here, I mean, as a business community, Marwadis, you can't take such sudden decisions because there are so many lives who are dependent on you.
Absolutely, yeah.
You're responsible for a very big ecosystem. So we tried to survive. We thought things will get better. In fact, during that period, even I traveled. We got a few orders. The market was so volatile that raw material costs are suddenly rising. Currencies is dropping. So that business, what you're doing also, is not giving you the expected profit. I was also just, it was all sinking into me ki ho kya raha exactly. But then at some point I was like, yeah, this is not working out. You know, obviously when you are at that scale and you suddenly your volumes go down, so there are a lot of other challenges that crop up. But then you have to, at some point, I took a call ki let's look at the domestic market.
How old were you back in 2008?
So 2008, I was 25, no, 27, yeah.
2008 से 2009, I think 1-1.5 साल, you guys probably tried to revive it.
Correct.
Right? So when you had to start something new in 2010, I believe,
Right.
What mindset you had at that point of time?
So textile was all I had seen from I would say when I was growing up, from my fresh start of business. तो textile ही जानते थे. जब domestic market में उतरे तब देखा अच्छा यहाँ let's figure out what we can do. But we only knew textiles. तो अब what to do next? So उस टाइम पे chain नहीं थे, कोई brand stores नहीं थे. There was no chain. There was no consolidated buying. As an exporter, we were catering to brands who were buying in lots of 5,000, 10,000, 50,000 pieces. And when I reached out a couple of retailers in Delhi, so the home store in Lado Sarai was a very popular store back then. And ऐसे एक दो और कुछ similar stores थे. When I reached out to them, okay, you know, so we hire into textile and I can supply you some, you know, furnishings. So their quantities were like 10 pieces, 15 pieces or 30 pieces. और they were like कि आप सामान रख दो बिक जाएगा हम पैसे दे देंगे. I said how we can't operate. We are manufacturers. We had a manufacturing background.
Correct.
And trying to giving B2B, white labeling for other brands. So India में वो buyer ही नहीं था. So what next? So then we sort out, let's figure out who can buy. So the next thing we could figure out is hotels. Because they have a consolidated buying. They have multiple rooms. उनको पर्दे चाहिए rooms में, उनको sheets चाहिए, उनको linen चाहिए, उनको bed covers चाहिए, उनको runners चाहिए. I found a guy who had some government connects, who had some licensing channels. So then we started doing some work for the government also, small works. We did some work for CM Haryana residents. We did some work for Arunachal Bhavan. We did some small supplies in various government guest houses and all of that. And we, in fact, we even pitched for that, the big Commonwealth Games tender as well.
Okay.
And we collaborated with someone, landed up in top 5.
Okay.
We were shortlisted and we were a short business in top 5 because it was supposed to be divided into 5 people. So we were in top 5. Unfortunately, we had to back down because the biggest, the L1 was actually the industry leader in Delhi market.
Okay.
And he was already very much enrolled into the government. And he was L1. And we were like, this is maybe at cost or maybe slightly below cost. And this government was new for us. We had not done tendering work ever. And it was worth a few crores. So that's when we backed out from that, we backed out from worth few crores of assured government order of Commonwealth Games.
Okay.
But today, if I look back, I think it was still a wiser decision only.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's what we were trying to get in. Then suddenly, while we were doing the hotels, linen and the furnishing requirements, somebody asked, would you be interested in interiors? Would you be able to do that? अब हम marketing के बंदे हैं. Marketing में हमें ना तो बोलना आता ही नहीं, हाँ जी कर देंगे. One fine day we were sitting with some friends and I was just voicing out, हाँ हम interiors में भी कर रहे हैं. One friend said, यार मेरा ऑफिस बनना है, आप कर दोगे? हाँ कर देंगे. So ऐसे करके, but then eventually we couldn't complete that first project. We were thrown out of the project after 70%. But then we got the hang of, we could figure out, yeah, this is also doable. ये तो कर सकते हैं. That's how I entered the interior market.
Okay. So basically survival instinct के वो कुछ भी करना है, कैसे भी करना है, जो हाथ में आ रहा है, pick that opportunity and just keep working towards it.
Purely survival कि कुछ करना है ताकि
So there was no basic direction that you had, but it was just जो मिल रहा है उसको लो.
There was no direction because after getting that, because after taking a hit where you are already in a challenging situation, experience आपका limited है, जो यहाँ पर कुछ है ही नहीं उसका, तो कुछ भी करना है, survive करना है, खड़ा होना है वापस.
That hits rock bottom because I myself have been through that kind of a scenario. जब you hit rock bottom and आपको पता ही नहीं है क्या करना है, so आप सुबह उठे हो, आपको पता है आपको काम पे जाना है, जो अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल रही है वो लेनी है और काम करना है. तो इसके बाद 2010 में you started TIS, right?
Right.
How was that journey started from 2010 to, let's say next few years? How did you build that up? As you said, experience तो था नहीं,
बिल्कुल.
तो उसको फिर build कैसे किया?
The universe, or you automatically start meeting those people who can help you. So we used to stay in earlier in Uday Park long back, and we had an office there as well. So the landlady there was a very dear friend of mom dad, and she used to really really love and adore us. She told me, अंकुर तुझे काम शुरू करना है, मैं तेरे को ऑफिस दे रही हूँ, तू ऑफिस शुरू कर, तू रेंट की चिंता मत कर, तू ऑफिस शुरू कर.
Okay.
सो जिस बिल्डिंग से हमने पुराना एक्सपोर्ट का बिजनेस शुरू किया था और खड़ा किया था, दैट्स वेयर इट ऑल स्टार्टेड, वेयर माय डैड स्टार्टेड दैट. उसी ऑफिस में बेसमेंट में मैंने अपना टोटल इंटीरियर सॉल्यूशन प्राइवेट लिमिटेड को इनकॉर्पोरेट किया, रजिस्टर किया और वहाँ बैठना शुरू किया.
Okay.
एंड डैड हैड अ वेरी गुड फ्रेंड फ्रॉम द यूके. ही वाज वर्किंग, ही हैड मूव्ड टू इंडिया. ही वाज वर्किंग एज अ मार्केटिंग हेड फॉर अ वेरी बिग plumbing company at that time, helping them getting into hotels and hospitality, because he himself was into that line in UK. So he moved here. He had just left that company, and he was in touch with dad ki let's do something together. That's when dad said, my son is also getting into this, why don't you join us? So I in fact started that company with a UK partner in that new office, which was a small basement. And that's where we just started Total Interior Solution Private Limited. The name was as simple as the work was. We do complete total interior solutions.
Okay. So, but it is such a blessing, na, as you said, that somebody, your relative, told you that I'll give you this office space and you start from here itself. And वहीं से वापस से पूरी कहानी शुरू हुई.
Correct. It was the case, and I mean, yes, I think we've always been blessed with people around who are supportive and who have, because वो जो बोलते हैं ना self made कुछ नहीं होता है. You're always made with a support of n number of people.
Absolutely, yeah.
N number of people.
Absolutely.
At different places, at different spaces, somebody has supported you, because of which you are here. You always count that ecosystem of कि आपकी wife, आपके parents, so that they are definitely there. Your support system, they are your anchors. But beyond that, you meet so many people, during your life journey, who are actually also contributing in a major way to your support, who become your backings, trusting you completely. So that's where the journey started. Luck by chance, I happened to get married to an interior designer. That is also a Rab ne bana di jodi story. And then the things obviously were very different, because when we got into it and we were backed by so Vinita is definitely one of the biggest support systems, and thanks to her support.
As you said, उस वक्त भी पूरा experience नहीं था, but ठीक है, you got married to an interior designer, Vinita, but उस brand को या उस company को market करने में और business create करने में, या फिर वो 300 स्क्वायर फीट के ऑफिस से 50,000 स्क्वायर फीट की फैक्ट्री पे आने में या उससे ज़्यादा जाने में, जो पहले के 2-3 साल थे, what was your thought during that period of time, or how you managed to do things where you were able to hit the correct market as kind of the clienteles you deal with today?
So my father had a very good respect in this entire circle, and people who would respect him and would be ready to do anything. So the first thing was obviously I reach out to my friends, my dad's friends. Started meeting out more people. Started meeting first in the first reach out, and then started spreading that. So as in when, because this line is such, it is more dependent on your reference network. So your business is limited to as many people who you know and who have the need and also know you the first thing when they have the need.
Who can trust you probably, huh?
Correct. So it was more like a step by step, a very slow and gradual thing where we were reaching out to everyone. I was meeting more and more people, and kahin na kahin koi na koi ऐसा मिल गया था कि यार रुको मैं आपको काम करवाऊंगा, रुको मेरा ही ऑफिस है कर दो, मेरा घर होने वाला है, या मेरे ये कज़न का कुछ है, मेरा ऐसे कुछ है, मैं वहाँ आपको भेज रहा हूँ, उनसे मिल लो। तो ऐसे जर्नी शुरू हुई थी। सो इट वॉज अ जर्नी विच वॉज very very slow and gradual. Obviously it was more challenging because you're trying to survive, you're trying to maintain your day-to-day things, and you want to look at future also, you want to look at securing yourself. And plus newly married, I was just married, and it is by chance that I was not in the most financial stable situation, so that itself another challenge. And you're getting a new partner in your family, you're getting your partner who's settling into your family, and it's not the best case situations.
Right.
So that was another challenge. But I think somewhere the right partner helped me survive that journey, and not only survive that journey but actually come out of that situation.
Basically hustle was on, जैसे कहते हैं ना कि hustle से ही होगा हासिल. So that's what you were probably
So
doing.
one of the few things which my dad always says, that our job is to do our efforts in the right direction. The results are not in our hands, outcomes are not in our hands, but we are supposed to do our best with the right intent and just keep doing it consistently.
तो आज अगर किसी को फर्निशिंग बिजनेस या लग्जरी फर्नीचर बिजनेस में एंटर करना है तो कितना आसान है उसके लिए ये करना?
To enter into that business, I think it's, I would say, easy and difficult both. It's easy because creating a factory is putting in money, and you can create a factory in 2 months or 3 months. You can set up a new factory. You can get manpower. But I think it's more about will people trust you with their furniture order? Will people trust you with few lakhs and few crores worth of? Will people trust you with their homes? That trust is what takes time. So that trust is what we built over 15 years, gradually, year on year, project on project. So to start furniture business, you just need working capital. You know, you need to invest money.
Right.
But to create that business and that regular business, there is a lot to do with how will you create that trust, how will you create that brand, whether you're going to retail or whatever model you choose. But one has to look at how will I create that trust in that ecosystem.
ऑनलाइन एंड ऑफलाइन में जनरली जो मुझे समझ में आता है, अगर किसी को फर्नीचर खरीदना है अपने, no matter how much is investing into it, less, more, whatever, would they not want to go and touch and feel the product that they are buying? Because online आप किसी भी वेबसाइट पे ले तो लोगे, दिखने में तो सुंदर लगता है, बट इन एक्चुअलिटी क्या क्वालिटी आपको डिलीवर हो रही है वो unless and until you don't see it. Like if I have to buy something, I would want to first go and see it, touch and feel it. वो सही है नहीं है, अच्छा लग रहा है नहीं लग रहा है, उसका एक्चुअली में साइज कितना है.
Correct.
तो how does that work?
क्या ऑनलाइन में क्या है? See, online is catering to that segment who don't have time or the resources or the accessibility to the kind of things that they're looking for. So you can't build your complete home from online. You can pick up those one-off knickknacks, corners, छोटे pieces. The new age buyers, we used to think जूते भी बिना पहने कैसे खरीदेगा. Today we have so many sneaker brands in India which one has who don't even have stores and are doing crores of worth of sale.
Right.
So that is changing because the entire UI and experience online that they are giving, कि आपको फैब्रिक के स्वॉचेस भी पूरे कर देते देखने के लिए, फील करने के लिए, चूज करने के लिए. तो वो हो रहा है इकोसिस्टम, बट इट इज इवॉल्विंग. इट्स स्टिल एट अ वेरी नेसेंट स्टेज, बट प्राइमरली व्हाट इट इज केटरिंग टू द ऑनलाइन सेगमेंट इज दोस smaller volume of pieces. When you talk about a complete home, it's a bigger chunk of furniture is still made to order or made in a factory, or you actually go touch, feel and see only, then only you buy, which is the segment which we are catering to right now.
So bigger brands like, let's say, IKEA or these big online giants that are already there, how does that affect your business, or it doesn't?
It actually does and doesn't both.
Okay.
All these brands are actually eventually what they're helping is they're creating an ecosystem which is moving towards an organized market. India, the furniture industry is highly unorganized, highly unstructured. There is no standardization, there is no benchmarking. right and wrong वो जो आदमी सामने वाला बता रहा है वो अपने हिसाब से कन्विंस कर लेता है. वो चाहे वो कारपेंटर हो, चाहे फैक्ट्री ओनर हो, वो राइट और रॉन्ग कस्टमर को पता नहीं है, कंपेयर क्या करना है पता नहीं है. तो व्हाट ऑल दीज इंडस्ट्री, द बिगर ब्रांड्स आर नाउ हेल्पिंग इन इज moving the industry towards more organized. Now, is it a threat to me or not? I'm happy the industry is getting moving towards brands and structures and organization. However, the segment I'm catering to will not buy from IKEA. Because what they are wanting, the segment that I'm catering to is mid to high-end residences who want high-quality stuff, who want things which are made to order for them specifically, which are reflecting their specific requirement in terms of ergonomics, usage, finish, material, all those factors. IKEA is selling out of a catalog.
Okay.
And IKEA, there are a lot of DIY furniture which people buy. So उनका एक अलग segment of clientele है who they are catering to, and they are happy buying that, and they are okay with the things that they get, the design. But I wouldn't take it as a threat right now. I'm more than happy to have these brands which will help कि सबको एक पता रहेगा सही गलत ऊपर नीचे सब, everybody will come slowly come on a level playing field eventually, maybe in 1 or 2 decades more.
As you're saying that now the furniture industry in India is probably getting organized because these bigger giants have come in, but उस वक्त उस chaos को कैसे structurize किया तूने अपनी कंपनी में?
I, with my earlier exposure of export, was used to a very process oriented works. वहाँ सब कुछ एक standardized process होता था, because you are working with very international markets. उनके एक certain expectations होते हैं, सब कुछ clear होता है, और बहुत सारी चीज़ें ऐसी हैं जो आपको, because आप एक mass production में काम कर रहे थे, you can't go wrong with things. So everything has to be a system oriented, process oriented. But when I landed up in the interiors line, यहाँ सिस्टम और प्रोसेस तो छोड़ दो, यहाँ कोई पता ही नहीं सर और पैर क्या है, सारी दुनिया ही गोल है. मतलब कुछ भी नहीं, कुछ भी क्लैरिटी नहीं है किसी भी चीज़ की सही गलत की, और जिसके पास भी जाओ वो पहले तो आपसे ऐसे ही समझ के बात कर रहा है कि ये चोर तो है, बस मुझे ये जज करना है कितना बड़ा चोर है. या बिकॉज वो परसेप्शन ऐसा है कि मुझे बोलेंगे कुछ होगा कुछ, मुझे को दिया जाएगा कुछ नहीं. तो from day one, what I have tried, because I like clarity, I like structure, I like clear process. So इंटीरियर लाइन में पहले सिस्टम होता था जब हम घुसे भी थे, तब आज भी होता है, बट आज थोड़ा कम हो गया आई थिंक, कि भैया लमसम में बता दो कितने में होगा, ये जगह है, ये घर तैयार करना है, ये रूम बता दो कितने में होगा. लमसम मुग्गम बोलते थे यहाँ दिल्ली की लैंग्वेज में. मैंने कहा भाई लमसम कैसे होता है, जब तक स्कोप डिफाइंड नहीं होगा, चीजें क्लियर नहीं होंगी, तो कैसे हो जाएगा लमसम. अब क्या होता है, बिकॉज
नहीं, ये तो मेरे साथ भी हुआ था ना, जब मैंने तेरे को कहा था कि भाई कैसे होगा बता दे, एंड यू हैड द सेम आंसर आई बिलीव कि भाई ऐसे कैसे बता दूं, पहले तो देखना पड़ेगा स्कोप ऑफ वर्क क्या है, कितना क्या लग रहा है. हाउ डू यू जस्ट एक्सपेक्ट मी टू टेल यू कि भाई देख के मैं बता दूं कि क्या होगा. सो या आई एग्री दैट वाज अ वाइजर थिंग टू डू,
करेक्ट,
rather than
इनिशियली क्लाइंट्स यूज्ड टू डिमांड दैट कि यार हमें नहीं पता अब ये कितना वो कितना आप कर दो. मैंने कहा अगर आगे जाके चीजें चेंज होंगी तो उसको हम कैसे करेंगे फिर. एंड दैट इज व्हाई इन दिस इंडस्ट्री देयर आर सो मेनी डिस्प्यूट्स. मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट्स एंड अप इन डिस्प्यूट्स, or people end up changing contractors, or people end up getting into a bad and then getting into it themselves and solving, because there is no clarity, there is a gap in what is expected and what is the actual thing happening. So, and I am very aware of that, ki I never like to operate like that, because we've never done lower quality work, we've never done ultra low budget works, because we are not aligned with that.
You built a culture basically within your company, ठीक है, कि इस तरीके से काम होगा, हम ये करेंगे. So you know what I have learned, that culture दीवारों से तो बनता नहीं है, ठीक है. You have to make decisions. कभी you have to let the business go. अच्छा होगा तो भी जाने देना पड़ेगा, because it doesn't rather resonate with your company's policy or culture. So I have learned that hard way कि वो क्यों ज़रूरी है. लेकिन ऐसा एक कौन सा decision था that shifted the culture for you in TIS, in your company. Why I'm talking about culture with you is because you're a Jain and you have deep rooted values of Jainism, right? So I feel there must be something that comes within you through that religious faith that you have, which brings out something better within the company?
So 100%. So I think those. So we had 4 Jain gurus right in my family. My dad's bua, my real bua, my dad's sister was a Jain guru. My dad's mama was a Jain guru. My dad's 2 buas were a Jain guru. And from the childhood we have been around them. We visited them. हम यहाँ हमारे में बोलते हैं सेवा करना. सेवा करना is basically, सेवा is what, spending time with them in our thing.
Okay.
We in our Jain sect we don't believe in idol worship. God is inside you. I think that has always helped me in self belief also.
Did you believe in yourself all the time कि मैं कुछ ना कुछ बढ़िया कर लूँगा, निकाल लूँगा?
Belief ये था, I had seen my dad go through various ups and downs in his business life cycle. He has reached the peak, taken a big hit, gone down to the bottom, rose again, picked up another, started another business, went up, down again. I mean, he has his own journey. So I've always seen him that he's never given up, and he's come out of it. So that was, I would say, one ray of hope कि यार खड़े हो सकते हैं वापस. हमें बस करते रहना है. सिर्फ एक चीज़ है, किसी का गलत नहीं सोचो, गलत करो मत, इंटेंशन साफ होना चाहिए. सिचुएशन कुछ भी हो सकती है, किसी के साथ भी हो सकती है, नुकसान किसी का भी हो सकता है, पैसे कम किसी के पास भी हो सकते हैं, एक सिचुएशन है वो. बट पैसे कम आपके पास होना डज नॉट से दैट यू आर अ बैड पर्सन. किसी के पैसे अगर आपने नहीं दिए डज नॉट से दैट यू आर अ बैड पर्सन. यू आर सिचुएशनली बाउंड दैट टाइम. You are going through certain things because of which you're not doing. So always with the thought that so उस टाइम के जो ये है कि बस करते रहो. उस जर्नी में बस ये की चीज़ था, keep doing and always figuring out what next. So एक चीज़ और जो one of the factors that never look back and walk ahead, because you can't really walk ahead looking back.
Correct. हाँ, I totally agree. I mean, you have to learn from your past, because अगर आप वही मिस्टेक या वही चीज़ें रिपीट करते रहोगे तो I mean, you're not going to get anywhere. You need to learn new things and keep moving forward, obviously.
If you keep looking past में ये हो गया, वो हो गया, तो you'll not be able to look ahead. Your time is short. You have to look ahead, look at the positive and look at the brighter side of everything. I have always believed in this. In every situation, okay, one is what, instead of crying over the situation, one thinks कि अच्छा next, what to do next. Let's think, ये तो हो गया, अब इसको तो हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते. अब इस पे कंट्रोल तो है नहीं कि इसको रीडू कर दे, अंडू कर दे. तो अब नेक्स्ट क्या करना है, लेट्स थिंक अबाउट दैट एंड लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड.
अगला सवाल मेरा ये है, आउट ऑफ व्हाट यू सेड, कि सिंस यू स्टार्टेड TIS till date, what is the biggest failure that you faced in the last 12, 13, 14 years of your journey, and how did you come out of that?
12, 13 years, I think biggest failure, I wouldn't say one big failure. I would say over the years we realized we saying yeses to the wrong projects or saying yeses to the wrong clients. Initially problem आए, हमारी टीम हमसे ही रेजिस्ट हो रही थी कि आप क्यों कर रहे हो सर, इसमें तो नुकसान है. तो बोला हमने कमिट किया था, हमने कुछ सोच के कमिट किया था, चाहे हमारी गलती हो गई, बट फॉर क्लाइंट वी हैव प्रॉमिस्ड हिम अ स्पेस फॉर अ हाउस. We have to complete it. Even if you have to put it from our pocket, you have to complete it now. And कहीं प्रॉब्लम आई तो we stood by it, we resolved it. ऐसे करते करते ना, अब वो जो हमारी डाउनलाइन है, उनको पता है कि हमें गलत नहीं करना है.
करेक्ट.
उनको अब ये पता है कि ये सर एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेंगे. उनको पता है कि अगर ये हमें कॉस्ट पे रीडू भी करना पड़े तो हमें पता है कि हम एक कॉल ले सकते हैं. So my team, my people who are leading the teams now, they know कि हम इतने लेवल का तो हम खुद ही डिसीजन ले लेंगे कि सर के पास जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, ये तो अपनी कॉस्ट पे भी लग रहा है, तो हम एक्स्ट्रा कॉस्ट लेके हमें खत्म करना है, हमें सॉल्व करना है क्लाइंट के लिए. सो ये कल्चर टीम में आ गया है. ये कल्चर से टीम ऑपरेट करती है कि नहीं, वी हैव टू डू द जॉब व्हाट वी हैव कमिटेड टू, एंड एट टाइम्स इफ वी आर स्टक इन वन और टू थिंग्स वी हैव टू सॉल्व इट, एंड दिस आवर क्लाइंट्स हैव सीन इट आल्सो, एंड दैट इज व्हाट हैज बिल्ट अप अ रेपुटेशन ओवर years. That's the trust that we have won, that if they've taken it, they will not do anything wrong. They will complete the project, they will not leave it midway, and they will deliver as what is promised.
2-3 decisions that you said कि भाई अगर कमिट किया है तो हम कंप्लीट करेंगे, चाहे नुकसान हो रहा है, लेकिन उसको एक बार हमने कहा है तो इट विल बी कंप्लीटेड, बिकॉज कोई अपना घर बना रहा है या ऑफिस बना रहा है, तो इट इज़ अ लॉट ऑफ इमोशनल वैल्यू दैट दीज थिंग्स प्रॉब्ली होल्ड फॉर द कंज्यूमर rather your clientele. So that has built a system within your company, as you were saying, you know, अब employees को भी पता है, सबको मालूम है कि कैसे लीड करना है, क्या करना है और क्या चीज़ नहीं कमिट करनी सबसे ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है, right? So that's I think wonderful the way you've built it, because any company, any brand, जब तक उसके values correct नहीं है, you know, it cannot sustain for a longer period of time, whether it is 10 years or 20 years or 50 years. You know, the culture and values need to be embedded within the company and the employees, which is very true. If we see, since you started on your own TIS, which were your few major milestones that you would think that, you know, changed the game for you?
2013 we like हमें furniture is also a good line to we launched furniture. हमने कहा furniture launch करते हैं, थोड़ा धमाका करते हैं, let the world know we are doing furniture, because furniture is a good line and we have a space, we have a factory, we can make furniture. And that this factory was in a very in a place near Chhatarpur, Maidangadi area. That was where we were operating from last 25 years in an export business. तो हमने वहीं पर ही फैक्ट्री बना कर दी, एक सेमी मैग्नाइज ही टीम वीम इकट्ठी करी. हमने कहा अब ये लाइन अच्छी लॉन्च करते हैं. तो लॉन्च करने के लिए थोड़ा मार्केटिंग का दिमाग लगाया. हमने कहा फिर अच्छे से लॉन्च करते हैं. सो व्हाट वी डिड, वी वेंट टू, वी फाउंड आउट कहाँ करें क्या करें, बिकॉज हम वहाँ जहाँ थे वहाँ से नहीं कर सकते थे. वी कुड नॉट इन्वाइट एंड हैव अ डिस्प्ले. सो वी टुक अप अ प्लेस ऑन रेंट फॉर 7 days इन मेहरचंद मार्केट.
7 days?
Yeah. This is next to खान मार्केट, लोधी रोड, मेहरचंद मार्केट. वो उस टाइम पे भी अंडरस्टेटेड थी, बट बहुत प्राइम लोकेशन. आज भी अंडरस्टेटेड ही है, बट इट्स अ वेरी प्राइम लोकेशन, सेंट्रल दिल्ली ऑलमोस्ट. तो हमने वहाँ पे 7 days, there was a store called CMYK बुक स्टोर, वेरी पॉपुलर स्टोर दैट टाइम. उसके ऊपर एक फ्लोर पे, फर्स्ट फ्लोर पे हमने वो हॉल ले लिया पूरा. वी टुक इट ऑन रेंट फॉर 7 days. हमने कहा यहाँ शोरूम बनाएंगे, एक छोटा सा डिस्प्ले, टेम्पररी शोरूम. सो वी स्टार्टेड डूइंग द सैम्पलिंग फॉर दैट. हमने so we launched it, I don't remember which month, but it was in 2013 somewhere. So we took up the place, we placed an ad in the newspaper, Delhi Times में ad दिया, आसपास वो लगाए बोर्ड्स, एडवर्टाइजमेंट बोर्ड्स, और वो जगह पे डिस्प्ले क्रिएट कर दिया. और पूरी जनता को, जिसको जानते हैं हम, सबको फ़ोन किया, आओ हमने फर्नीचर लॉन्च कर दिया, फर्नीचर लॉन्च कर दिया.
Coming back to that display, सिर्फ 7 दिन के लिए?
7 दिन के लिए, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली वी कुडंट अफोर्ड अ शोरूम दैट टाइम. अब हमें शोरूम, लेकिन हम जहाँ फैक्ट्री जिस जगह से ऑपरेट कर रहे थे वो एक विलेज एरिया में थी. विलेज एरिया में रिटेल कस्टमर को कहाँ से बुलाएंगे? वो विलेज एरिया हमारे एक्सपोर्ट के काम के लिए चल रहा था, बहुत बढ़िया था, बिकॉज द फॉरेनर्स यूज्ड टू थिंक दैट आई एम बाइंग फ्रॉम अ विलेज एरिया, सो आई एम बाइंग चीप. But that perception doesn't work in the domestic market. Correct. They would think, where is this? This is village. So I couldn't invite them there, although we had space and all the infra there to do that. But we couldn't do that because then we would not launch it at the right note. India में domestic market में perception का खेल है भैया.
I agree.
तभी we took that step कि मेहरचंद market. So मेहरचंद market में that was a decision why we took. But then when we started catering to slightly better segment of people, we started doing better homes. अब उसके बाद ये हो रहा था कि अच्छा, we have to up our game as well. And we are sitting here in a place where we can't really play that forward game. So like सारा action उस टाइम पे गुड़गांव में बहुत action शुरू हो गया था. Like we'll have to move out somewhere instead of sitting out of this place. अब वो move out में we were like, we were not so financially stable कि हम एक नई जगह ले लें, क्या कर लें, बट फिर भी करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि हमें काम बढ़ाना है. काम बढ़ाना भी है, खर्चा भी नहीं बढ़ा सकते. वो सब चिकन एंड एग सिचुएशन चल रहा था. सो वन फाइन डे लाइक, लेट्स सी, लेट्स टेक द प्लंज. an aunt of mine said, अंकुर तू काम कर, मैं तेरे को 2 लाख रुपए का चेक दे रही हूँ, तू जगह ले, काम शुरू कर, सोच मत. 2 लाख रुपए का चेक था. हमने कहा चलो गुड़गांव देख के आते हैं जगह. Me, my dad and one uncle went. First day, first place we saw. एक और जगह जाने की बात थी, हम पहली दिन गए, पहली जगह गए, हमने जगह फाइनल कर दी. 40,000 rupees was the rent for that place. Security लाख रुपए ऑलमोस्ट. 2 लाख रुपए का चेक मिला तो लाख रुपए सिक्योरिटी चली गई, 40,000। तीसरे महीने का रेंट कहाँ से आएगा ये नहीं पता था,
ठीक है,
लेकिन जगह फाइनल कर दी। वो that space, that was our office for 9 years. That was on the main Galleria Road.
तो
And we
वो
operated from there for 9 years.
वो एक इम्पोर्टेंट माइलस्टोन रहा फिर।
Stepping out of our comfort zone, stepping out and coming where the action is in Gurgaon, that was a tipping point for us.
Correct. So tell me something, अब आज की डेट में जो इंडियन फर्नीचर मार्केट है और 2013-14 में था, ये 10 साल में क्या डिफरेंस है इसमें? कितना बड़ा मार्केट हो गया है, या कंज्यूमर का खरीदने का तरीका चेंज हुआ है?
I mean, the market was good. Even back in 2004, there was demand for good quality furniture. But COVID होने के बाद लोगों को घर की इम्पोर्टेंस और बढ़ गई, और नॉट ओनली बढ़ गई, इम्पोर्टेंस बढ़ गई, लोगों की स्पेंडिंग बढ़ गई घर पे कि घर अच्छा बनाना है। और प्लस थैंक्स टू द इकोनॉमी ऑल्सो थ्राइविंग, इकोनॉमी ऑल्सो ग्रोइंग, द स्पेंडिंग ऑन होम हैज ओनली इंक्रीज्ड। And because people are now more exposed, more traveled, because after COVID people are spending on themselves more. So they are traveling more. If they are traveling more, they are exposed more to good designs, to good spaces, to good things, and they want that here.
True. So people want better looking furniture. They want more something that suits their personality, their need. अब वो खाली वो 4 ड्रॉअर लगा दिए वैसा नहीं चाहिए. They want something cooler, better, right?
See, they want their homes to match their lifestyle, and their homes to match their current economic situation also.
Correct.
That is what is really boosting the economy, the interior and furniture economy right now. Because everybody is upgrading. A lot of people have been living into a.
But then ये upgradation थोड़ा इसकी वजह से भी है ना कि people want कि जब कोई मेरे घर आए तो जो फर्नीचर है या घर का जो इंटीरियर है दैट शुड बी अप टू द मार्क. मतलब किसी को आके लगे कि यार क्या बढ़िया घर बनाया है, अच्छा बनाया है. वो कल्चर भी तो एक आई थिंक काफ़ी लोगों में आ गया है.
90% लोग तो घर बनाते ही दिखाने के लिए बनाते हैं, आई थिंक. I think because a lot of intention is to show the world where they have arrived. Because home is a reflection of that.
So basically home is a reflection of,
or they have made home a reflection of that. It may not be
of how successful one is.
How successful one is, or that is how people are taking it there. जैसे weddings are one place where people spend to show where they are, or what is their economic status. Similarly, homes has become that.
We have to, as a bathware brand, Plumber Bathware or Aquini, we have to create that aspirational value for the consumer, जहाँ पे उन्हें लगे कि उन्होंने अच्छी चीज़, क्वालिटी तो देनी ही है आपको, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ एक एस्पिरेशनल वैल्यू आनी चाहिए. जब वो टीवी पे देखे या बाहर बिलबोर्ड पे ऐड देखे तो इट कांट बी कि भाई ठीक है मैंने जी एक नलगा लगा दिया, शावर लगा दिया, बढ़िया है. नहीं, अभी वो एस्पिरेशन पे आ गया है, वो मेरी पर्सनैलिटी से मैच कर रहा है या नहीं, मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है या नहीं. तो इज़ दैट kind of a similar thing that you see in furniture as well?
So a lot of homes are made reflecting the owner. Some homes, I would say, they go a little extra mile to making it look good.
Correct. So tell me, अगर कोई अपने घर का इंटीरियर कर रहे हैं तो what are the 5 main pointers that they should keep in mind when they go to an architect or an interior? What are the 5 main things that they should be careful of, or should be in mind rather? Do's and don'ts के हिसाब से.
See, very important thing is to have clarity of what do you really want. First thing. वहाँ पर गड़बड़ होती है बहुत. हमारी wants और desire की या तो लिस्ट बहुत बड़ी होती है या फिर हमारी actual से मैच नहीं कर रही होती है. Because sometimes we get overwhelmed, or sometimes we get into or choose things which do we really want it, we are not sure, or maybe we want it, we think, but actual में practical नहीं होता है. Second, I think जो सबसे बड़ा problem है वो है budget, clarity of budget. वहाँ पर that is why majority of the homes don't get completed on time or get stuck midway, or end up in multiple disputes or change of multiple teams because budgets are not clear on day one, neither by the client or the person who's making his home. Choosing the right designer, I think, is a make or break for a project. Because a designer is something who's going to really, somebody who understands you.
Correct.
And translates what you want into a design board, into eventually a home.
अब किसी ने अपने घर का इंटीरियर करना है तो राइट डिजाइनर उसके लिए कौन है ये जज करना भी तो मुश्किल है किसी के लिए.
That is why ये इंडस्ट्री काफी रेफरेंस ड्रिवन चलती है. तभी आप ब्लाइंड गेम इसमें नहीं खेल सकते बिकॉज यू गोना बी ट्रस्टिंग समबडी विद maybe 1 crore to 5-7 crores worth of project. So that is why you go with the right channel with references, or you meet people and understand their psyche, what is their approach to design. See some of their delivered project. मतलब उसकी भी एक process है कि आप उसको फिर भी filter कर सकते हो even if there is no strong reference. But you have to understand the approach. You have to understand their wavelength. What is their process, and do they keep how much of say you have in the design or in the requirements, and how flexible or how much will they be taking your inputs, and how much will it be from their side. So maybe the discussion with a few people, and you can gauge कि
किसके साथ कितना
कहाँ पर आगे बढ़ेगी या नहीं बढ़ेगी बात.
Okay. You are also an author. I think you also launched your book back in Almora Literature Fest.
Yes.
तो ये कहाँ से शुरू हुआ?
कोविड हुआ तो एक थोड़ा सा थम गए. We took a pause. So at that time I thought, why don't I use this time to something more productive? And that's when I thought, let me put my experience down and let me try and compile it in a way where it can benefit more people. Because as I said, the industry when I got in was very unstructured, and people do face a lot of challenge. Any person who's going to buy furniture does not know मैं क्या compare करूँ, कौन सा सवाल पूछूँ, किस चीज़ का pros and cons क्या है, comparisons क्या है, what is the process. So ये हर बंदा इस journey से जूझता है. तो why not get some information out there?
Did that book help you market yourself better? Because after all है तो it is also marketing, because it has to help you in your business also somewhat. So did it help you?
100%. So it definitely gave me it added a lot of credibility, because then a person writing a book in their industry, I was automatically understood as a person of authority of furniture. I was taken as an expert in furniture. Because one of the milestones was in 2022 when we took a step of shutting down our interior vertical, where we were doing interiors and furniture in our journey. So when we sat down to review that, we had expanded our interiors line and furniture line both, and we were practically sailing in two boats. One was a project management and one was production. One was spread out across geographies and one was factory. So one fine day we were like, maybe we have spread ourselves too much and we are somewhere getting, our quality and work and name is getting compromised. And we may be doing certain turnover, but we don't know the P&L also because it's spread too much. One fine day, and we were like, we can't take a hit on our reputation. We can't take any bad mouthing on our work. So that's one fine day we took a decision. In fact, we had just handed over a Camellia's apartment, and that was our last project. So we handed over 3 Camellia's apartment, and after that we stopped taking any interior project. Like now we focus only on furniture. And in 2022, with that alignment, we set up our new factory in Sector 18 Gurgaon.
In 2022, जब ये नई फैक्ट्री लगाई, तब did you have that much investment, or did you again had to go back, let's say, borrow, loan?
That is an interesting a milestone or a turning point. It was a tough decision. I mean, to take another loan again, a bigger loan, where you're not very sure कि अच्छा future business also is not कि promise business है कि आपके पास अगले 2-3-4 साल का booked business तो है नहीं. It's still that you'll have to still generate that business and that revenue continuously. So it was a tough decision. Me and Vinita were not very happy with taking debt, but we're like, this is something which is the need of the hour. This risk we'll have to take if we want to change our game, if we want to grow. So it was a tough call, but then yes, we had to raise debt and we had to invest into a factory. But I think today, if we take that, today we have created a factory, 40,000 square feet plus, with all modern machinery. We got a factory planner where we got the complete layouting and machinery also planned out. So everything is in-house, from carpentry to metal to stone. So we have created that infra where anybody coming into a factory now, there is no doubt that can we make or not. Now it's that doubt is gone. Can we deliver or not? Now the conversation is to the next step.
So basically, you are saying that one needs to take calculated risks, right? Whether it is debt or jumping into something new or doing whatever is needed to be done, but take calculated risk, which I truly and totally resonate with. क्योंकि कितनी बार मैंने कुछ ना कुछ नया लिया, नया किया, कभी कभी रिस्क बिना कैलकुलेट करके ली, कभी कभी कैलकुलेटेड रिस्क ली, बट रिस्क लेता रहा एंड दस कुछ ना कुछ नया होता रहा, so you have to obviously take that risk. And I think you've also adopted a school, if I'm not wrong. So why did you integrate this with your business system?
So हमारे वो जो जैन टीचिंग्स है वो ingrained है. और one thing over the years has also developed that one has to give back to the society. We are all taking from the society in various different means and ways. And there is another side to me which is a philanthropist by heart. Not that I am doing this for marketing or anything. I am a philanthropist by heart and I really enjoy doing things. So one of the things I thought was wood is something, obviously tree already. This is one of the ways where I can give back and balance things out. Maybe I'm not balancing how much I'm taking, but it is a gesture. At least I'm doing something where I'm doing for children education, supporting some old age homes, supporting orphanage, educating children. So it's a mix of things.
Similarly, हम भी करते हैं, स्पेसिफिकली हमारी इंडस्ट्री से रिलेटेड हो, बाथवेयर से, तो हम हमेशा ये सोच रहे होते हैं कि हम हमारे प्रोडक्ट के थ्रू पानी कैसे बचाएं. सेविंग वाटर इज़ वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग्स.
करेक्ट.
वी हैड पुट सर्टेन टारगेट्स के अगले 5 साल में इतने मिलियन लीटर पानी बचाना है, फिर इतने मिलियन लीटर बचाना है. तो दैट्स अ प्लान दैट वी हैव एंड देन ऑब्वियसली दैट मेक्स यू फील बेटर कि आपने आज एक प्रोडक्ट बेचा जिसमें रोज़ का 8 लीटर पानी बचेगा. बट दोज आर थिंग्स दैट गिव द प्रोडक्ट्स more value and consumer also feels better. So Ankur, tell me, what do next 5 years look like for you as well as TIS? What's your plan?
So the plan is to take the journey forward and bigger at a bigger scale, what we have envisioned for TIS. We are also looking at coming out with our own retail brand called Citraya.
Out of what you said is what I also gauged, that you want to create a legacy. Am I right?
Yeah.
And that's your motivation behind keep going on with something new, taking that challenge, taking that risk, writing that book, maybe writing another one,
Yes.
So that would hit the nail what I said.
So yeah, I would so yes, creating a brand which creates that legacy which goes forward and trying to make a dent in the industry, moving it towards more structured and a process oriented, so that the consumer does not suffer and he gets a better product, gets a better space, gets something that he would enjoy going forward, which will help improve his quality of life.
what would be the advice that you would give to your younger self back in 2010 after today, what you've been through and, built a business?
I would say the more free you are in terms of discussing with a mentor, you would get better insights, you would get better guidance, and you may take decisions faster, better, with the right kind of information. Because that helps. Because a lot of times when you're in that daily rut of survival, of what next, आप सोच नहीं पाते हो कि आप क्या प्लस और माइनस कर रहे हो या सही डिसीजन ले भी रहे हो नहीं ले रहे हो. बट जब आप वो चीज़ इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करते हो या रुकते हो या खुद रिव्यू करते हो और साथ में एक थर्ड आई व्यू लेते हो फ्रॉम अ मेंटर टू फाइंड अ बेटर डायरेक्शन, टू टेक बेटर डिसीजंस, कि जो आप लाइन में काम कर रहे हो उसमें क्या प्लस माइनस हो रहा है, नेक्स्ट स्टेप क्या होना चाहिए, हाउ टू ग्रो, हाउ टू स्केल. मतलब एट वन पॉइंट आई वाज लाइक कि मैं जो बिजनेस कर रहा हूँ वो स्केलेबल भी नहीं है, बट देन वी इवॉल्व्ड इनटू अ बिजनेस व्हिच वी कैन स्केल. सो बट वो मेरे को 2010 में 11-12 में कोई बताने वाला नहीं था. वो व्हेन आई रियली इन्वेस्टेड इनटू लर्निंग, that is when I figured those things out. That knowledge was not coming from MBA. That knowledge I didn't get from the MBA I did. That knowledge I got eventually after dipping in, after taking a lot of hits, after taking a lot of pluses and minuses. But if I would have gotten a mentor earlier, or a coach earlier, or somebody who could guide me better, I think I would have taken those decisions much earlier, or I would have improved upon my journey and grown faster.
Nahin, see, book knowledge, whether it is university, college, school, that is fair, important, but in the end practicality works the best. जब आप practical में काम करके खुद बाहर जाके experience लेते हो, that knowledge that you gain is much better than or rather more educational than anything else that you will experience, और वो मतलब खुद करके ही आती है. And yes, you're right, अगर कोई mentor है and if you believe in that person, you can surely gain better knowledge. Great. So Ankur, it was nice having you. Excellent to talk with.
But it was lovely to have the conversation.
Excellent. I'm happy you liked it, and we'll catch up soon. Hopefully we'll do another session in next couple of years when you've started also again exporting your furniture brand, and we'll see you
It
soon.
will happen very soon. Yes. Thank
Perfect.
you.
See you, man.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed watching. If there's one thing to take away from this episode, it's this: clarity doesn't come before action, it comes because of action. So if you're waiting for the perfect time to start your business, your idea, or even that one dream you keep postponing, let me be real with you. That time will never arrive. You have to take the plunge, you have to step into the unknown, because only when you move, only when you execute, does the path start revealing itself. That's what I learned from my own journey, and that's what this episode is about. How to build resilience, grit, and the mindset to turn setbacks into momentum. Until next time, stay sharp, move bold. Good luck.